Touch your inventory and you will make sales. Welcome to Matt's Profit Pursuit. I'm Matt. I'm a part-time reseller who sources at the Goodwill bins and sells on eBay. I do this for maybe 10 to 15 hours a week out of my garage in my spare time, most of it being on the weekend. I average about 3 orders per day. I ship every other day. I pack up orders on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. That way they can go out those following days. I got 7 orders going out today. Let's see what sold. This Washington Redskins Bud Light koozie. It's probably 2 years ago now. I got 100 of these from the Goodwill bins for $10, and I've already sold 30 of them or so. I think I have about 70 left. And let's see. This one sold for full price, but I take offers and I do quantity discounts. So I probably am going to get about $8 profit from this one, but let's say I average $5 profit. I've already sold 30 of them. $150 I've made so far, and again I have another 70 to go. So what would that be total if I did 100? Oh, that would be 500. Duh. So possible to make $500 off of this. One listing, multi-quantity, super easy to ship. This is what I need more of. And this sold for $12.99 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $19.02, and after fees and shipping, I get $9.48. Sold this vintage Halloween candy bucket. I paid 75 cents for this candy bucket, and it sold for $17.99 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $24.89, and after fees and shipping, I get $11.63. I've got 5 teenagers in my house, so I see what's on trend as far as styles. And for boys right now, it's either Carhartt pants or camo pants with like regular shoes and a hoodie. So camo pants are in style. I sold these Vans camo chino pants, with chino is like a Dickies type where the pocket is kind of sideways. And these only took maybe a week to sell. I paid $2.35 for these pants, and they sold for $22.09 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $29.25, and after fees and shipping, I get $15.83. And for this next sale, shout out to J Ride Flips. I didn't sell 1 remote, I didn't sell 2, I didn't sell 3, I sold 13 remotes. But individually, they're not worth much, so I sold this whole box full of remotes. Electronics at my bins are now 79 cents a pound. But I've had these remotes for a while, and the electronics were 59 cents a pound, so I have less than $1 into all of these remotes, and they sold for $29.25 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $39.24, and after fees and shipping, I get $15.12. Sold this pair of Ariat boots. Ariat's a good brand to look out for. Camo look. Woman's size 10, I believe, so it's a pretty good size. I paid $3.20 for these boots, and they sold for $31.49 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $45.73, and after fees and shipping, I get $24.93. Sold this vintage pair of mock toe Red Wing boots. I paid $3.10 for these boots, and they sold for $45.55 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $59.85, and after fees and shipping, I get $40.11. And this next sale is the reason why I said you need to touch your inventory. You hear people say that from time to time. Obviously it's not scientific, but it does seem to work. It's so weird. So for my inventory, I have my bins all numbered, and then I go through them. So once I'm done with the last bin, I will grab the first bin, pull that out, make sure everything in there is listed, and that I double check the prices, see if I want to keep it listed or not. And then put new items in it, put that one back, grab the next one, see if everything's listed, and so on and so forth. So today I grabbed this bin, G7, which is just bin 7 now. It was G because I had bins in my garage, and then I had bins in my basement at my old house, so G was just what was in the garage. But I pulled this bin out, and I'm like, oh, it only has one thing in there. It's a pair of Vans snowboard boots. And my exact words, I pulled it out and looked in there, and I'm like, I gotta sell those soon. It's the right season for it. And then before I even got home, I got an offer for them, so I accepted it. I paid $7.15 for these snowboarding boots, and they sold for $60 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $122.41, and after fees and shipping, I get $84.61. So after I packed up these boots, the buyer was charged like $54 for shipping, and my cost is only $14. With the original measurements, it was around $20, but it was not as big as I thought. That's what she said. What would you do in this situation? Would you automatically refund the buyer, or would you just keep the profit? Let me know down below. So for those items, I have a total of $321.06 in sales. After fees and shipping, I have $201.71, minus the cost of goods, which was $17.60, and that gives me $184.11. I put 25% aside for taxes. It's more than I need to, but anything left over after I pay taxes is just a bonus, and that was $46.02, so that gives me $138.09. Invest 20% back into the business, which is $27.60, and that puts $110.49 in my pocket. It's about 2.5 hours worth of work, so that gives me an hourly rate of $44.19 after all the fees, putting money aside for taxes, and investing back into the business. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And remember, if you touch your inventory, it'll sell. That's a guarantee. I'll catch you on the next one. God bless. Peace.